What is going on, all of you gaming legends? Before we get into this match versus the one, is that a white? Oh my god, I'm getting so old. I'm like a little bit of a white hair. Anyway, before we get into this match, for WBE here, I kind of want to just take a brief moment to I've already talked to MV on the side, so I don't need to make any public apologies in that regard. The only apology I'm going to make is to you guys. My attitude and my salt, the overabundantly outpouring of salt in my last match in a league that's supposed to be entertaining and fun and exciting to watch and good sportsmanship and all this other stuff. When I was the exact opposite of that during my match with MV, I want to apologize to you guys, all of you, for my behavior, my attitude, everything, and let you know that I read your comments. There were quite a few of them. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I hadn't made playoffs for P4G. I'd put all of my time and attention into that league and still couldn't make playoffs. And just a lot of different factors that came into it. Obviously, MV is an incredible battler. Good person, has been helping me out tremendously throughout the entirety of my Pokemon battling the last several months here. So it was kind of just a mix of bad plays, bad mentality, bad thoughts, and just a bad mental state for the entirety of that match. So I want to apologize and let you guys know that moving forward, I'm going to do everything I can to have an upbeat attitude and just regardless of the outcome, bring some fun stats. I'm clearly not making playoffs for WBE, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some interesting things, try some things. I play Dan next week, so get ready for some heat, fam. And, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this match. Hope it's a good one, guys. What is going on, all of you gaming legends out there? My name is Tyler, or Deathly, and this is gonna be WBE week number 9. Still on our quest for the first win of the season. Going up against the one and only Feint Attacks here. As we, hammer out our match here. So I'm going to take a brief moment to talk a little bit about my team. We got Expert Belt Primarina for some heat. We are bringing, everyone's got the items. Dope. AV Victini, a standard defensive Cough, Scissor with Defog, and not much else other than a way to finish off Mega Gardevoir. Thunderous, Nasty Plot pretty much sweeps his entire team once Guard's gone. And a Sub-Roost Kyurem, which obviously cannot stay in on Gardevoir because of Hyper Voice. So, that's the plan. That's what we've got sitting in front of us. Let's see. My goal, I'm going to lead Cough. And then goal is to whittle down his team with Toxics and Poisons and just kind of hold out. And see what we can do from there. I'm curious to see what he brought, because like I've got enough coverage to deal with everything. We got Protect, kind of stall things out a little bit on Cough, and then Hex everything to death later. And then yeah, we're gonna see. So Victini can pretty much hold off on Gardevoir. Scissor probably can. I'd imagine his Gardevoir, something is carrying HP Fire. And I would imagine it is most likely, even if it is Gardevoir, like, maybe it wouldn't be. I gotta see what else special attackers he brings, because if he brings, like, HP Fire, okay, that is literally everything except the Miltank, and we're gonna bring in the Metagross instead. Okay, that was literally the team that I had planned out in my mind. Of course Toxapex is coming. You guys know how much I love my bulky water types. That's fine. We've got coverage. We're good to go. Okay. Let's rock it out, dude. Let's rock it out. I'm ready and willing to do this, my man Christian. Who I love, man. Christian is a stand-up, beautiful hunk of human being. And I am genuinely excited for our match. Hopefully, hoping for a good battle, and see what we can accomplish here. So, why is this so? There we go. turn my mix amp the wrong direction. Everything got so freaking loud for me. All right, so he's going to lead Garchomp. I'm going to lead Cough. And this is like best case scenario. Nothing on his team takes a... he had no Firemons, I think, at all on his entire team. So I can pretty much freely... Let me go Metagross here on this set of stats. That's going to be Metagross. Okay, so Cough versus Garchomp. I can pretty freely send out the Will-O-Wisp. If he brings in Toxapex, thinking I'm going to go for the Toxic. Might be anticipating T-Spikes. But if we can get the burn off on pretty much any of his physical attackers, we're going to be pretty Gucci on my part here. He might think he can get away with a Swords Dance, but once he's hexed, I'm defensive enough where I can really just kind of start doing some big damage here and go from there. So, something's getting burned. You're going to Stealth Rock. All right, dude, here's hoping. Okay, that's fine. You can set your rocks. I've got Subroost Curum, not worried about rocks. Will-O-Wisp is going to connect, so that is going to be a burned Garchomp. All right, awesome. So that thing is next to useless now. And I'm going to go ahead and rock the Hex. Let's see if he decides to stay in. He withdraws, and you are going to go into... Who is Edgy? Zoroark. What? Did you have to set Zoroark as his last Mon? I'm so confused. Why, did he mess up the disguise? I don't think I've ever seen Zoroark come out as Zoroark. He... Oh my goodness. Okay. Well then. Okay. I mean, I really can't touch this thing. Depending on... Usually, let me look. Because, like, Smogon doesn't really give you a Zoroark. Because I know you could, like, try and pretend and do all this stuff. Obviously, Dark is not ideal for me here. But let me go to XY sets. There we go. So, Dark Pulse. We can do Dark Pulse. Probably a Hidden Power Fire. Maybe Focus Blast. And then a Flamethrower. Sure. That's just what we'll call this thing. And then, I don't know if it's Choice Specs. Definitely wasn't sort of any healing. So, maybe Specs. Yeah, I definitely can't eat a Specs Dark Pulse. So, I'm going to go ahead and I think we're going to Protect. See what he decides to do here. So, he is going... I'm going to Protect. I'm going to assume that's... He uses Pursuit. Okay. So, Pursuit is on there. Alright, that wouldn't have done that much. So, he was not expecting me to stay in there. 252 special attack, 4 special defense, and 252 speed, typically. And timid nature. Alright, that is a standard set, and we will play it out from there. If he is not Specs, I mean, if he's stuck on Pursuit here, I think I'm just gonna get cheeky, dude. I'm just gonna toss out. We're gonna find out, man. I should live. He withdraws. He's stuck on Pursuit, so that's Choice Specs. There's no other reason for him to stay in. Oh, bro. Bro. And we get the Toxic off on Zapdos. Toxic Zapdos. So that is badly poisoned. Beautiful. All right. And I can pretty freely Hex here. He might bring in Zoroark again, potentially. Discharge does about 30 to 50, so he's going to U-turn on out. So we've seen U-turn over Heat Wave, potentially. So U-turn on... Okay, so Zapdos, U-turn, Garchomp, Stealth Rock, and Zoroark is Specs or Scarfed. with Pursuit. That is going to be Zoroark again. Okay, so there's the Zoroark. Taking some decent damage there. Okay, so that's not Garchomp. He probably is going to use Pursuit again. There's no reason for me not to protect. So I want to find out what he's scarfing himself into or locking himself into, because he swapped out last time. So depending on what he... Okay, so he's going to lock himself into Dark Pulse this time for Zoroark. All right, so time to find out what takes a Dark Pulse well. Could potentially be Scissor. I mean, he is going to lock himself into it. Wow, I do not take a Dark Pulse well. Victini is AV'd, but that's going to hurt a ton for you. Kyurem? Who eats a Dark Pulse the best here, man? Kyurem, if it's Specs... Dude, if that's Specs, it hurts, no matter what. Primarina, I think, is really the only one. Yeah, Primarina. Okay, so we're going to bring in Primarina here for that Dark Pulse, and that will kind of set me up for something getting hit pretty hard. So, oh, he's not locked into it. Okay, all right. Wow, it crit, dude. That's so unfortunate. That is really okay. So he is not Specs. Why did he swap out last time then? Oh, that is okay. So if you are not Specs, that's really unfortunate. Not Life Orbed. Yes, you are. You are. You just took damage. You are Life Orbed. Okay. So that is going to be Life Orbed Garchomp. Well played, man. Well played. Okay, so Life Orb, not choice. Okay. That's all right. He really can't touch me. Here, his best answer would be Metagross. So let me look at Primarina across the board here. Metagross obviously eats a... Actually, his best answer is Zapdos. But, Primarina, okay. Let's see here. Take a brief moment. Wow. I don't know if he baited me into that or not. Primarina. Okay. So, Garchomp dies to an Ice Beam and a Moonblast. Moonblast does about 50% to Gardevoir. Does nothing to Toxapex. Does nothing to Metagross. Does about 50% to Zapdos. I think I'm gonna Ice Beam here. Because that would also finish off Zoroark here. So I think I'm going to Ice Beam. See what he decides to do. Are you going to into Zapdos or are you going to go to Toxapex? So who is Q? Q is going to be Toxapex. Okay. That's fine. That's going to do next to nothing. And he is potentially Shed-Shelled. I'm glad not to see any additional recovery on the Toxapex. So he might throw a Toxic here, but without Shed Shell, or without the self-recovery involved with... Alright, I anticipated the Zapdos. I called that incorrectly. I suppose Pex would be the better option between the two there, but... so we got two of his team's status. Zoroark is under half health. Unfortunately, Cough took a big hit from that Pursuit. Should have been about half that, which is really unfortunate that it crit. He got so lucky in that regard. But we do have Psychic. We do have Expert Belt coverage, so I can two-hit this thing. If he decides to go cheeky and try and use Recover or anything along those lines, I can always bring in. So I'm going to outspeed, which I should. That's going to do some good damage there and get the Special Defense drop. So he's going to recover right away. But with the Special Defense drop, I think I outlast. So at -1... Yeah, I mean, I can outbeat any recovery efforts from him. So he got all the way back up to full, but with the Spadef drop, that's really just not a good place for him to be in at the moment. So we have Recover, and that's standard, but that's confirmed. So Dark Pulse as well on Zoroark. And then we've got the Recover on... Tox. Shocker. Shocking. Would have never guessed. And probably not Haze. I would imagine Toxic. Or maybe Haze and then instead of T-Spikes, just Toxic over T-Spikes. Not sure. We'll see here. Okay, so with the Spadef drop, he knows he can't outlast me. I'm going to do about 70% depending on how he's built at -1. That did more than that, though. I should have only done around less than half. And I don't think he's fully specially defensively invested. Maybe he's got some special attack investment in case I bring Scissor in and try and set up in front of Toxapex. But even then... Alright, so he's going to stay in. Let's see what he decides to do. That's going to be super effective. He's going to throw T-Spikes. Okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. I've got Scissor to deal with those, so not overly concerned with that. He might go for another recover here, but I beat him out, and unless he Baneful Bunkers, he's dead. So maybe he thinks he's good. So we've seen recover and toxic spikes. Maybe just one set of spikes is enough for him to win this match, potentially. I'm not sure. I mean, I could have brought in Scissor. He really can't touch it. He withdraws, and you are going to go into Garchomp. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you're a burned Garchomp. Okay, Marina versus a burned Garchomp. I mean, you literally can't touch me, dude. I don't know what you... I mean, I'm just gonna... I don't know if you're trying to bait out the Moonblast, but... I mean, that's a pretty free kill for me. You're burned. I mean, your damage output is minimal. Outrage doesn't do anything. You've already set... Maybe you can get... no, we've got Rocks and T-Spikes up, so I just need to bring in Scissor and Defog at some point. Maybe that was this turn. Maybe I should have done that this turn. He's brought in Scissor. He really can't touch it. Yeah, we could have done that. We could have brought in the Scissor for the Defog, but I want to kind of get rid of these hazard removals. There's no reason to take out Prima right now. Like, at the moment, there's really no reason to get rid of these hazards. Maybe when Prima goes down, he withdraws, he's baiting out the Moonblast. Are you going into X is Metagross? Okay. So you're going to go into Metagross versus Primarina. Baited out the Moonblast. That's just going to do about... that actually did more than I expected it to. We hit about 25%, and I've got coverage for Metagross, so I don't know what you're planning on doing. I could bring Scissor in. I think Scissor can come in pretty freely on Metagross. It can. I wish Cough had more health. But I can rip a Shadow Ball off here. He's going to use Psychic on his end. That's going to do a decent amount of damage. Shadow Ball might kill here. And it... Oh my god, it's so freaking close. So Metagross has Psychic. Oh, that's so unfortunate, dude. That is really, really unfortunate. So Psychic. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go into Scissor, actually. He outspeeds. I mean, that's pretty typical, I would imagine. Alright, so he can either commit it to this thing dying. He's going to use Psychic. He's going to do, like, nothing. Wow. Alright, Scissor, can you just Mega Evolve, please? Mega Evolve. Defog. He's going to stay in. I'm going to get the Defog off, and then I can kill this thing in a second here. So, we're going to get the Defog. He's going to get the Psychic. That's fine. Shouldn't kill me. Shouldn't kill me. Thank you. Wow, dude. What is up with all these crits on his part? This is ridiculous. That's fine. I don't need your stats lowered. I need the spikes, and I need the stones gone. So, Scissor is going to get outsped. There's no reason for me to U-turn, so we're going to Bullet Punch here, and Scissor kills Metagross. Okay, so Metagross is off the board here. Puts us in a nice position. He still has his hazard setters. Scissor isn't really super well set up. That must have been Scarfed Scissor? Or no. Metagross is always going to outspeed my Scissor. I had like no speed investment whatsoever. But if he did, I mean, EQ would have done better. Ocha is going to be Mega Gardevoir. I mean... Scissor, even uninvested, dude. Bullet Punch kills. Even uninvested. I mean, you could be 252... you could be... God, if you ditched all of your speed and went straight into defense, you could be 252 plus speed and defensive investment. Okay, you're going to live on like 1 HP. If that's the one set you have for yourself. I mean, why do this? He withdraws. He's baiting out another Bullet Punch for a Rocky Helmet on... Yeah, potentially Rocky Helmet on Zapdos. Yep, okay. Zapdos, Rocky Helmet. Yep, okay. So I was thinking I should have Swords Danced. I knew that was a well played on his part. Can bring in Cough again. I could bring in... Yeah, I could bring in Kyurem. Probably should have tried to maintain the... let's close my Metagross tab. Probably should have maintained Scissor around, but I think this is actually his first kill ever. Which I'm actually so proud of him for. Okay, so we go Kyurem. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go Cough. We're gonna come in, we're gonna protect, we're gonna get you some health back, my friend. Okay. And you are just going to protect. Get you some health back. Maybe he thinks he can kill with Discharge. I don't know. So he stays in. Zapdos is going to use Discharge. Okay, so there's going to be some added from that. Off. Takes a little bit more toxic damage there. Depending on how this Zapdos is built, if it's a defensive Zapdos, the Discharge does about 30 to 40%. 48 divided by 151 is 31%, so I will not live a Discharge in that regard. So we could potentially go Thundurus and start getting set up here. 2 Discharges could potentially kill. That's with no investment on his part. What about a Victini, man? I mean, that's a Rocky Helmet. We could go Mixtini. Actually, how's Kyurem look, man? Master Paku. Oh, beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Let's go Kyurem. Got a little bit more health on Iroh, so he can wall off Garchomp later. So you are going to go for another Discharge here. Should do about 20%, not even. So there's another Discharge. Just please don't paralyze me here. All right, awesome. Okay, so Kyurem across the board is... I don't know if I take the time to set up the okay, so Ice Beam, literally everybody but Toxapex cannot eat an Ice Beam. So I am going to pretty freely go for that. Other than Toxapex, maybe he's willing to sack this thing. I just got to play it out, because if I EQ, I'm going to be really mad at myself for taking some added damage here. So he withdraws. I probably should have gone Earthquake for Toxapex. That's fine, man. I should outspeed Pex. I'm going to set up a sub. That's some decent damage. He's shed-shelled. So I am going to go ahead and drop a sub in front of this thing. He really should not be able to break this substitute whatsoever. And then I can just freely EP from behind closed doors here. There's Scald. This won't touch it. This won't touch it. Yep, took damage. Won't break. Yep. Awesome. So, Kyurem verse. Okay, so let's go ahead and go for the Earth Power. This should kill Toxapex. Maybe. Ooh, okay, so it was not Shed Shelled, was Shucka Berried, actually. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. That still shouldn't break the sub. Not very effective. Sub stays. All right. You love to see it. So I could go for another Earth Power. He could potentially... I don't think he swaps out. I don't think he swaps out, but there's no reason for me not to hit... I mean, how much did Ice Beam do the first time? I don't think it was enough, so I think I'm going to go for the Earth Power. Okay, he lets this die. So Kyurem kills Toxapex. Let me go ahead and take... My Scissor's gone, so let me take you off the board, and we're going to take his Toxapex off the board here. So, Kyurem's in a good position. He's probably just going to bring in Gardevoir here, which he knows he outspeeds, and he can go behind the sub with Hyper Voice. So, he should bring in Gardevoir. Oh. Yeah, he's going to bring in Gardevoir. And then he's going to Mega, and potentially Calm Mind. So, let me see. Let me close the Toxapex is gone. Gardevoir 100% kills me with either a Moonblast or a Hyper Voice here. So I do not want to keep Gardevoir here. I want to bring in, let's see. Nope. Victini is built. We have AV'd Victini to just eat. Yes. Yes. This is what we want. So even if he is plus, let's call it plus special attack. Which is modest natured. Yeah. All right, Victini. Okay, come on through, man. Come on down, Victini. You're gonna eat whatever he brings out. You're gonna Mega. I mean, maybe he's got Shadow Ball on there. Yes, but he would not have used Shadow Ball. He's going to Hyper Voice. I should do about 21%. We're going to find out. Okay. 155 out of 189 is 18%. So that is not a... That is not a modest or fully invested. I'm not sure which he decided to go, but... if we take it off of modest and go, let's say a neutral nature, still. So yeah. He's not fully invested if that's where the route he went. So I can pretty freely. Let me look at Victini across the board here. I think I can pretty freely V-create. Garchomp won't die, but Galactite will. Garchomp. So Victini ate that. He could potentially have a Shadow Ball still, which would only do about 50%, but if he's not full invested, it'll do even less. V-Create kills Zoroark. V-Create finishes off Zapdos. A V-Create potentially kills Gardevoir. Actually, if he's with 0 defensive estimate, 100% kills Gardevoir. And V-Create versus Garchomp only does about half, but... We're just going to freely V-Create, man. You're going to withdraw. You're going to go into... Garchomp should be your choice here. And it's Zapdos, actually. So Zapdos is going to die to Victini. Victini kills Zapdos. Going to take some damage from that aspect of things. And if I'm at -1 special defense in front of... Let's see, Victini, -1 special defense. You are going to go with the Garchomp. Okay, so Garchomp should outspeed, and EQ hurts, especially at -1 defense. So I definitely don't want to keep Victini out here. I'm not going to outspeed this. I think I'm going to go into a Thundurus. Even burned, dude. Even burned. Wow, Earthquake really does some damage. So, I think we're going to go into Thunderous. Yeah. I think we go into Thunderous here. Yep. So let me take Zapdos off the board. That's crazy how much Garchomp does, even burn with an EQ. So he is going to use a Stone Edge. Oof, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. Ouch. Okay, Garchomp. I see you. That hurt a lot. Wow. Okay, Thunderous. That's fine. We can do this. I'm going to HP Ice. You shouldn't outspeed. You shouldn't outspeed, in theory. We are built just to outspeed you. I don't see why you would have a Scarfed Garchomp. Okay, I outspeed. All right, there's the hidden power. So Thunderous kills Garchomp. And that leaves him with Zoroark and Mega Gardevoir here. See, this is where, like, having Scissor would still be, like, ideal in this situation. So Garchomp's going to go down. And that is going to leave us with us outspeeding Zoroark because he is not Scarfed. So Thunderous outspeeds Zoroark. And a Thunderbolt finishes him off. And I will outspeed Gardevoir as well. So, and a Zap Plate Thunderbolt puts us in a decent position there. And then Victini can just kind of finish it off with a V-Create. So that should actually finish out the match. I don't really see a way that he wins. Thunderous outspeeds both. Will kill Zoroark if that's who he decides to bring in. He brings in Garchomp. So, Gardevoir here. I will outspeed. That's unfortunate. I don't know if I keep Thunderous around. What does he go for? Does he go for another Hyper Voice or I bring in Victini again? He's trying to get me in Shadow Ball range, I think. I think he's like 200. Is the only explanation I can think of for why Hyper Voice. Nope, 100. Yeah. Even Neutral Nature, man. If he was Modest Nature, he's got to have some sort of defense or HP investment. Because there's no other reason I can't think of. Like, 0 special attack is the only way that hits. I don't understand. I don't understand how the Garchomp only did 18% to Victini with a Assault Vest on. I really don't get it. And if that's the case, then Shadow Ball does like next to nothing. Well, that's about 30 to 40. If he hits, yeah, I can't. I gotta Thunderbolt here. Maybe we get the para and slow this thing down. Should do. Okay, so he is going to be. Wow, that should have done way more. So he is specially defensive then. 252. Okay, so maybe max HP, max special defense. All right, so we can bring in Victini. That's fine. So he decided to be specially defensive. V-Create finishes you out. So Victini versus Zoroark. Victini, okay. U-turn does about 75%. U-turn does not kill. Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, I can just V-Create pretty freely here. Yeah, there's no reason to U-turn out. Even if he goes, oh, he goes Zoroark. This is even better because I don't take damage and I kill this thing, and then I can just swap something else in. Victini kills Zoroark. I mean, maybe should have U-turned, anticipating the flip, and then, okay. So Zoroark is gone, and then I just need to reset so Victini can eat the shots from that. So I don't know if I sack Cough or if we bring in Primarina. Probably would make sense, I think. Yeah, it makes sense to sack Cough. So we're going to bring in Cough. Let him die here. And then Victini should be able to eat whatever Garchomp or Primarina sends my way. Gardevoir sends my way. I just want to make sure we're in a good position. I mean, we're going to go from a 5-0 to a 3-0, but I just need to make sure there's nothing crazy with the lowered defense or anything along those lines. So we are just going to sack Cough. Yep, good job, buddy. You did great. Bring back Victini for free. Victini finishes this out. Victini should finish this out with a V-Create. And that is going to be GG as long as this doesn't crit. You've already gotten 2 crits this match, Christian. If you get a 3rd Shadow Sneak, not going to do anything. Okay. And there's the V-Create. So that is going to finish out the match, and that is going to be a 3-0 victory for the Seattle Drizzlers, coming on through for our first win of the WBE season. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the match. Christian's link will be in the description below. Like I said, love the dude to death. The dude is by far and large one of the coolest people I've met in YouTube. So if you guys could go show him some love on his channel, tell him I sent you. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, peace out, you sexy, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful gaming legends out there. Take care.